it doesn't really matter what no comments what anybody say about me. I'm happy with myself, and I know what I'm capable of doing. When
this quote-unquote version of Canelo Alvarez would diminish the accomplishment that Floyd Mayweather accomplished.
Folks, Canelo Alvarez is about to make it rain in the ring like never before.
Floyd Mayweather is said to be feeling anxious after Canelo Alvarez landed a huge $400 million deal tied to Riyadh season, the biggest payday of Canelo's career so far. He's already made $80 million from his last fight and is set to bring in another $150 million in a future bout with Terence Crawford. Canelo is now approaching the $1 billion mark in total earnings. While Mayweather often talks about the money he made in the past, Canelo is still racking up wealth, both in the ring and through business ventures. According to insiders, Floyd isn't taking it well. He's reportedly jealous and unsettled, struggling with the idea that someone else, especially one rising fast with international support and increasing fame, could pass him up and redefine boxing greatness.
The fact that he don't want anybody to surpass his accomplishments, right? And Terence Crawford jumping up from 154 to 168 and beating this quote-unquote version of Canelo Alvarez would diminish the accomplishment that Floyd Mayweather accomplished beating his version of Canelo Alvarez. He did it first, right? Canelo Alvarez is way more accomplished today than he is when he fought Floyd, but he was already accomplished, right? He was already a unified champion and had successfully defended his titles 5 times. Now, he was 23 years of age.
When Floyd Mayweather was asked if Canelo Alvarez is the new face of boxing, he didn't seem too happy about it. He quickly shot down the idea and instead claimed that Gervonta Davis is the real face of the sport today. Rather than recognizing Canelo's growing influence, Mayweather turned the spotlight onto his own fighter, Gervonta, praising his talent and achievements. This reaction showed Floyd's competitive side, and his continued need to stay relevant and connected to boxing's top spot through his protégés.
To say to your Mexican fans, and if you think that Canelo is the actual face of boxing right now.
If Canelo is the face of boxing, more power to Canelo, but I see Gervonta Tank Davis as the face of boxing. He's young, he's hungry, and if I'm not mistaken, I 23 or 24 and 0, and with a 99% knockout ratio. So I see Gervonta Tank Davis as the face of boxing.
Do you have a message for your beat?
Canelo Alvarez has made it clear that he believes Floyd Mayweather is jealous of his success. He openly stated that he's not concerned with Floyd's opinions, or anyone else's for that matter. Canelo said he's staying focused on his own journey and goals, and that the noise or rivalry around him doesn't bother him. He's keeping his attention on building his legacy, not on the critics.
As Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather, they feel like Benavidez is the best fight. Do you?
I don't care. I don't care what they feel. At the end of the day, no makes sense for me, right? They don't have nothing to offer me.
Canelo Alvarez has solidified his place as one of the biggest stars in boxing today, with a fan base that stretches far beyond Mexico. His rise has been massive, especially considering how deeply he connects with Mexican boxing fans. Just as Floyd Mayweather once stood as a major figure for the African-American community in boxing, Canelo has become a symbol of pride for Mexico. But now, he's more than that. Canelo is a global figure. With his growing list of titles and record-breaking paydays, he's earned worldwide respect and admiration, proving he's not just a national hero but an international boxing icon.
Canelo is beating these guys with all 5 layers of defense. Number 1, feet. Number 2, elbows, hands, shoulders, and the mind. This is exactly how both of those guys got to the highest level of boxing supremacy. Canelo Alvarez means to the Mexican fans what Floyd Money Mayweather meant for black people. 50 wins in boxing, no losses, no draws. Follow for more.
Despite Canelo Alvarez's remarkable success, Floyd Mayweather has consistently held back from giving him full credit, especially when the topic turns to whether Canelo ranks among boxing's all-time greats. When asked about Canelo's place in the sport, Mayweather tends to dodge the question. Instead of acknowledging Canelo's achievements, he shifts the conversation, mentioning other legendary Mexican fighters while noticeably leaving Canelo out of that elite group. It's clear from his comments that Floyd isn't ready to give Canelo the recognition many feel he's earned.
Canelo's a hell of a fighter. There's a lot of great Mexican fighters. That's not for me to rate fighters. I just take my hat off to so many fighters that paved the way, for me to be where I'm at, just, throughout life. Canelo's a hell of a fighter.
Floyd Mayweather also appears to believe that Canelo Alvarez hasn't grown enough as a fighter to be considered one of boxing's true greats. Despite Canelo's rise through the ranks and his championships across multiple weight classes, Floyd remains unimpressed. He continues to downplay Canelo's abilities, claiming that even at his peak, Canelo didn't show anything special. Mayweather often points out that he beat Canelo when the Mexican star was still developing, and he insists that not much has changed since then, suggesting Canelo has never reached a level that truly stands out.
Same fighter. It's the same fighter. It's crazy that they was like, Canelo, in his prime, he'd have been a different fighter. When I fought him, he was in his prime. Go back and look at me. I was the best when I was in my 20s. When I fought Canelo, I was almost 40 years old. And a lot of times they're gonna keep asking me about the Canelo fight, and I already know when they write about it, they're gonna make it seem like, the headline, they're gonna make it seem extremely bad, seem like a beef. I mean, it seems like it's a beef. It's not a beef. I like Canelo. I mean, I like his work, but we're forgetting about Boost Ennis? Hell of a fighter. We don't talk about him.
Mayweather often brings up his 2013 win over Canelo Alvarez as a major point of pride. At that time, Floyd was already an undefeated legend with titles in several weight classes, firmly established at the top of the sport. Canelo, meanwhile, was only 23 years old and still rising, seen more as boxing's future than its present. While the fight added to Floyd's legacy, many see it as a learning moment in Canelo's early career, not a defining measure of who he is today.
Canelo was 23 with 43 fights and 30 knockouts, and the world said he was inexperienced. I was 36 with 40-something fights, and to tell you the truth, I was over the hill.
I mean, you fought Floyd Mayweather at what? You're 23?
23.
That's so fucking young. Yeah. And he was like, that was when he was,
he was
prime,
his
right?
prime, yeah.
Prime, and you're only 23?
23.
What was that like?
I trained so hard, and now obviously I tried to beat him because, beat him. If you beat him, you want to be the best in the world at 23. So imagine that. But, he was the better man that night. A lot of experience. He's a great fighter, but I learned a lot.
Joe Rogan has often highlighted how Canelo Alvarez's loss to Floyd Mayweather was a major turning point in his career. Rogan emphasizes that it wasn't just a defeat, it was a valuable lesson. He points out that the experience pushed Canelo to rethink his strategy and grow as a fighter. In particular, that fight sparked major improvements in Canelo's defense and overall ring IQ, helping shape him into the elite boxer he is today.
There's just guys that just have preposterous power, and Canelo is a guy that has power but is constantly working on it. There's a great clip of him working with Andy Ruiz. You know that shield, that weird hand shield that they hold up for hooks?
Yeah.
And he's like, this is not for speed. This is just power. Just power. He's like, don't try to be fast with this, just power. And you see him just, hey, boom! Bro, he hits so hard.
El estilo de Mayweather es un estilo muy difícil. No pega, no nada, pero es un estilo difícil, muy difícil de conectar, muy difícil de hacer una pelea. Una muy buena pelea es con él, ¿no? Por el estilo que tiene. ¿Aprendió mucho de esa pelea? Sí, aprendí mucho, y más que nada no quiero volver a experimentar una derrota, y creo que me gusta aprendí muchísimas cosas y así seguiré.
One thing that has impressed fans and critics alike is Canelo Alvarez's ability to turn his fame into a business empire. He's not just known for his power in the ring, he's also proven to be a sharp businessman. Through smart deals and strategic moves outside of boxing, Canelo has built a fortune, showing that he knows how to win both inside and outside the ring.
I think it's very, very realistic. You know, and people may think that sounds crazy, but Canelo is a smart businessman, and at the end of the day, he wants to do big fights and make, you know, entertainment, make huge entertainment products. And my skill set is improving every single day, and that's what doing fights like this are about: taking on real professional fighters, so that eventually I could take on tougher fighters. And I see Canelo versus Jake Paul happening in the next 24 months. It just makes so much sense. And also, people forget that, you know, I'm 200 pounds. I have a size advantage. All of these things that start to add up, which make it such an interesting fight that I fully believe I'll win. You know, there's the KSIs, the Tommy Furies, the Nate Diaz MMA fight, but I don't know if these guys actually want to put it on the line. You know, we've tried to make a Floyd fight happen. Floyd's ducked it. So I don't know if these guys really want to take a risk.
Floyd Mayweather's relationship with money has become a key part of his public image. His obsession with wealth goes beyond just financial success. It's how he defines himself. Floyd frequently showcases his riches, whether it's through social media posts that highlight his extravagant lifestyle or through his constant boasting about his earnings. For Mayweather, money isn't just about making it, it's about making sure everyone knows how much he has.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. has been paid over $1 billion through his career. What are the craziest ways that he spent it? Let's start with the ice. Dude has almost everything diamond crusted, from his plates and silverware to the case for his gold iPhone to his $18 million watch nicknamed the Billionaire. Moving on, apparently Mayweather also loves golf, or probably just golfing around courses. Dude owns a pair of Cadillac and Bentley golf carts, worth over $500,000 together. Then there's his barber, who makes house calls 3 to 4 times a week, each visit costing money a clean $1,000. And it gets even crazier. Apparently, Floyd never uses the same pair of boxers twice, and he'll leave all of his kicks at hotels he stays at as gifts to staff. But the scary thing, none of this comes close to the dude's gambling habit. Floyd reportedly dropped over $6 million on the Heat in Game 7 of the 2013 finals. And thankfully, LeBron came through for him, and that's just a slice of the money life of Money Mayweather.
Dana White has revealed that the fight between Canelo Alvarez and Floyd Mayweather became the biggest payday fight in boxing history. The bout drew massive attention from fans around the world, generating record-breaking revenue and solidifying its place as one of the sport's most financially successful events. Analysts have noted that Floyd Mayweather has a tendency to compare himself to other fighters, particularly when it comes to financial success. They argue that Floyd often gets defensive, feeling the need to remind everyone that he's boxing's top earner. His obsession with wealth and maintaining superiority has, in many ways, overshadowed other important aspects of his career. Gervonta "Tank" Davis, a rising star in the boxing world, has openly talked about how Mayweather struggles with anyone else stealing the spotlight. According to Davis, Floyd has always sought attention, even after his retirement, and still wants to remain the center of attention in boxing.
And now it's Gervonta Davis. He had basically said that some people are just jealous-hearted, and basically it looked like he was alluding to Floyd Mayweather having his press conference with the Anderson Silva card on the same day because he believes that Floyd couldn't take that someone else is in the limelight. Like, he couldn't stomach it. So Floyd Mayweather, seeking the attention, decided to try to upstage him, which Floyd has done that in the past. Like, you look at the fight with Canelo versus Golovkin, everybody was looking forward to that fight, and then out of nowhere Floyd announced that he was fighting Conor McGregor, and it kind of stole the steam away from Canelo Golovkin, and it took the sales out of it took some air out of the sales of Canelo Golovkin, because people were looking for that fight, and people were like, okay, that's the best fight in the calendar. But then Mayweather and Conor McGregor, just their personalities, they came with this crazy energy and a press tour, and it just diverted attention away. So he has done it before, but now he's being accused of doing it to his own fighter by the fighter himself, possibly, because again, it was subliminal, and then that's what people are thinking. So Floyd responds to this, and he says, as far as me being jealous of anyone, and I'm not talking about my fighters, I mean, God has truly blessed me and put me in a position to be able to give back to my fighters. If giving back is jealousy, then that's what it is. Fighters and individuals are going to feel like they want to feel. And my job is to always be a bigger person and continue to stay positive and push for my fighters to be great.
Whenever Floyd Mayweather faces backlash or criticism, he often brushes it off by claiming that people are just jealous of his success. This attitude of dismissing others' opinions has become a key part of his public persona, allowing him to flaunt his wealth and lifestyle without apology.
You always remember this. Jealousy, people jealous of you, cause with success. So anytime you're successful, people gonna be jealous of you. People in there always gonna like you. It's the same thing like my job. I still go there and be at my best. If you're doing good, they got something to say. If you're doing bad, they got something to say. So do what makes you happy. Because you see this jet, you see this private jet that we own? I got it because I did what the fuck I wanted to do. I made over $1 billion. You know why? Because I did what the fuck I wanted to do. Do what the fuck you want to do. And the only thing we can do is take one day at a time. You know, it's all we can do. No one is perfect. Every day we strive to be perfectionists, but no one is perfect. I make mistakes. I make mistakes. You know, I've said things that I shouldn't have said when I was younger. I've done things that I shouldn't have done when I was younger. I'm not perfect, but we live and we learn. That's a part of growing.
Floyd Mayweather's relationship with money goes beyond typical financial success. It borders on obsession. He's often seen in public carrying bags of cash and flaunting his wealth in over-the-top ways, making sure everyone knows just how much he has.
He might be one of the greatest boxers ever, but this is weird as hell.
Only thing that's on my mind is we go around this town and that we are. Yeah, I said it, we are. This is Rock Nation.
Now I know this guy has an obsession with money. He didn't get the name Money Mayweather for no reason. But after a bit, you've got to start to question this guy's sanity. And especially if you're doing it at an NBA game, where that seat should be your friend, your spouse, a parent. You've got to start raising some flags about this guy's well-being. Because instead, he took a bag of money with him to keep him company at an NBA game. Now, this app, and even people in my space, some of them, their personality is all about money. If they couldn't mention that they were a millionaire or they had money, they'd be the driest person on here. Their whole personality is all about this. And I don't know, as a grown man, why the hell, or should I say, how the hell did that even cross your mind?
Floyd Mayweather's obsession with money isn't the only factor affecting his relationships. He's also been accused of harboring jealousy toward other fighters, including those within his own promotion. His toxic behavior has led many fighters to leave his camp, with reports of his inability to celebrate others' success and his controlling nature causing tensions within his team.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Rich back with another one. Now, everybody is talking about how Floyd Mayweather is losing all his fighters. Gervonta Davis just put out a tweet saying that he stopped Shakur Stevenson from signing with Floyd because Floyd was setting him up for failure. Now, I'm a big Floyd Mayweather fan and supporter, and I love Tank. But, you know, a lot of times us fans don't really know what goes on behind the scenes, and if all this stuff they saying about Floyd Mayweather is true, it's sad because I feel like it take away from his career, his character as a person, because we see him in the ring, we see how head driven he is, we see how confident he is, and we see how he's the greatest in the ring, but a lot of times that stuff don't be carrying on to different people's characters. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Y'all think Floyd just think about himself and don't really care about his fighters? Do you think everything that people saying about Floyd is true, or you think they just adding a little sauce to it that over-exaggerate?
Floyd Mayweather's obsession with money isn't the only factor affecting his relationships. He's also been accused of harboring jealousy toward other fighters, including those within his own promotion. His toxic behavior has led many fighters to leave his camp, with reports of his inability to celebrate others' success and his controlling nature causing tensions within his team.
Now you got it. So they devised a plan. Go from Pretty Boy to Money. See, Pretty Boy loved to throw hands, but Money was a defensive specialist. In fact, he's easily considered as the greatest defensive boxer of all time. But that wasn't the only reason he changed his name. Look at that man's face. See, Mayweather was known to talk smack and aggravate people, but this made things even worse because now he's blocking and running him away. So people was like, you doing all this talking, but you running. But as he's moving away, he's throwing in some hits here and there. And before you know, when the fight's over, he lands so many more hits that he always wins. So people would always say, Mayweather, you boring. You not throwing hands for real. But his reply was always, nah, do something about it. So people lost it. They started paying to see him lose. But this strategy was none other than Muhammad Ali's strategy. In his words, he would talk so much trash that people would pay to see him lose. And they would get disappointed every time. So they would come back next time and spend some more money. But the only person winning is Muhammad Ali. So this turns Mayweather into one of the richest athletes of all time. Why? Because of his brittle hand.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.